Already never tried it, but okay. Okay. I don't know what you're gonna tell me, so
Okay, okay. So what I changed yesterday was this. So position previously was just a lookup field, and now it's a many-to-many relationship
mm-hmm.
with the approval step. Then I removed the the contact from the step detail.
You removed the contact from the step detail.
Yeah. So looking at the
Was that a lookup to a person?
yeah. So this one.
Why was that even there?
I think it was related with the approval token, but yeah, Michael told me that that's not yet going to be implemented, so didn't make sense to have it on the form. So the field is still there because it's already created, but it's not on the forms or the views, so yeah, not visible anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So moving on. So if you copy the environment, you will see under client engage all the entities.
You're
This is
right.
going to change. I mean, this is not the definitive sitemap because
No,
yeah,
no.
I
We had
just added
we had a
all
meet.
of them.
Yeah, we have a meeting. I think I don't know, maybe tomorrow or today regarding the whole sitemap
Okay, good.
refactoring or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
It's
so yeah,
it's
many
prep.
many of this won't be visible, but
No, no.
for now, I mean, for development purposes, yeah,
Mhm.
they are there.
Okay.
So going back to your task, so this is mine. Let's go. So this is yours. Should I assign it to you?
Yes, you may.
Eve.
That's me.
Okay, you cannot regret now. You have to do it.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah, indeed.
Even if I fuck up, yeah,
Yeah,
it's all on
you still
me.
need to fix it. Yeah.
But usually, when I just notice that I'm not gonna be able to do it, I just assign it quickly to someone else.
Okay. Yeah. Good plan. Remember, this is being recorded, so
Oh fuck.
so let
Okay.
me share with you this first. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm kind of transforming the old uh, business processes, this old action, the approval required.
hmm
I'm
What did
changing that
what
for
did it
code activity.
what did that do previously?
Previously, it was just first, uh, so taking into account the definition provided on as input parameter,
hmm
it checks whether it's required or not. So for that, it uses the required action defined on the approval definition,
Right.
and then it just returns the Boolean flag if it's required or not.
Yeah.
So besides doing that, now the code activity should also take into account the sequence. So
hmm
if the sequence is defined in that required action, then use that one. Otherwise, you need to get the default one. So the sequence node has a default flag.
hmm
So for PCP, for instance, we're not going to define the sequence on the action, but actually just use the default one. So that's also on the logic now for the
And the
custom.
default one being one approval.
Yeah. So for instance, if we go to CRM and we go to the approval definition for BCP,
hmm
approval definition.
Is that does the default one have one approval or two?
Oh, one.
Only one. Yeah.
So
So
this is
four eyes is
definition.
not the default one. Okay.
Yeah, I just created two dummy sequences,
hmm
one default, the other one not.
hmm
But yeah, for PCP, we're only going to have one. and it's going to be defaulted, so we're not providing this on this action. So basically, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I have to call this action. If the sequence is returned, then we use that one. Otherwise, we get the default one, and we start with that one. So we have to create the approval request, which was previously been done on the, I think it was here, yeah, also on this action. Yeah, so previously the approval request was being created here. Now that's going to be created on the code also. And then after I create the approval, I need to just call your step, your action, I mean.
Yeah.
So,
And my action will just first retrieve the check condition.
well, yeah, so first comment here, there is a branch for this. That's the first comment, most important one. So if you go to sources, product, you will see that now we have development 2.3.
You branch
This
it,
is,
okay.
yeah, this is where you are supposed to work. So I already checked in some changes, like the new model for this. So now we have the approval, yeah, approval sequence, approval step meta. Yeah, I'm sure that you will have to add some more because not all the entities are defined, but at least, yeah, I modified the existing ones and added the ones that I needed. I'm also, yeah, I'm working with this one now, which is the code activity. What we're supposed to do, because Michael told me to try to avoid the match step and that stuff. So basically, instead of calling the action from my code activity, instead of calling just your action, we're going to define all that logic within the approval manager.
Right, okay.
So here at the end of my process, I'm just applying the first approval step. And if we go to definition, this is the method I created for you.
Oh my God, you are like this. I love working with you, Gonzalo. Like,
so this is what you're supposed to do.
I love it. I love this. I love this. Okay, no, very clear. So this is all the code that I have to write is in there. Perfect.
Indeed. So basically, we should try to centralize all the logic on the approval manager.
Yeah, makes sense.
To try to avoid them using that.
Makes total sense.
And then asking to one of your questions last time,
which was
when that apply step should be triggered. And that's it. And documentation, because.
All right. Yeah, I was saying like, should it be like, is it only gonna be triggered by an event that gets triggered by a button, or is that indeed something? Yeah, no, I remember. Or on update of the entity also.
Yeah, so it's not the update of the entity, but well, it was defined somewhere here. Come on. So the applying of the step can be done from two different events. One is the initializing, which is the one that I'm doing now, and the other one is the buttons. So previously the buttons, remember,
connection not established. Shit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay,
but the screen is not visible anymore. That's the only issue.
Oh wait, let me stop sharing. Share again.
Now your voice kind of dropped off, but now it's better again.
Do you still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, two different events. One, the initializing of the sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is the buttons. So
Yeah.
Previously, the buttons were supposed to open the dialog, and then
Where you could enter your comments, right?
Indeed, yeah. So now
how is that solved, that part?
we're replacing that for quick creates. So
yeah.
basically, we have this entity, the approval log.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Approval
Unless
log.
they're gonna remove the quick create, that would be hilarious.
So yeah, this is it.
It's still not. I'm not seeing your screen actually.
Oh shit. Share your desktop. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it now.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So previously it was the dialog. Now it's a quick create.
So did you already do that part as well?
No, that's the next
So
task.
you press approve and it opens the quick create then.
Indeed, yeah. So
cool.
Clicking approve, it opens the quick create.
Which means the actual validation will get fired on create of a log or of an approval log entity.
Indeed, yeah. So I think it's this task logic for the approval log creation.
Yeah.
And processing the step. So
makes sense actually, because if you have two, for example, if you have two approvals, then it will have two comments, right?
Yeah,
makes sense. Okay.
Creating so step and your
shit.
Miss
Gonzalo.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, that last part you sounded like a robot, so you'll have to repeat that.
I was saying that your task and this one is quite mixed. So because it's pretty much part of the same functionality, but it's divided.
Again, but okay. Yeah, I have the same issue when I'm at home, and like it just.
Shit, but is my connection? Fuck.
I think it's gonna be you have Wi-Fi or.
Yeah, but it always works good. Weird. I can try to connect by using the wire, but let's try again. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Do you also see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how long it lasts. So yeah, I was saying that basically these two tasks are kind of mixed. I mean, one depends on the other one.
Yeah.
But so for your task, it's pretty much what I.
It's within that function. Everything is within that function.
Yeah, because it's applying the conditions. So applying it, if it should or not apply the step according to the conditions. Then create the approval step details. And then the assignment at the end has to be done for each step. Remember that I told you that this.
This part we didn't know yesterday. What does that mean? Like assigning. That's assigning the actual entity to a specific team.
Assigning the approval request. So on the method.
But that's not always done, or is that always something that needs to be done?
So by default, the approval request is assigned to the owner of the business object. So in this case, it will be PCP. But then for each step, we should assign to the configure team or user on the approval step. That's only if the target action is not defined. And if the target action is defined, then this one is going to tell you to which record you need to assign that.
Yeah. Okay.
So this target action previously was in the approval definition. Now it's on each of the approval steps.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know if this was actually just once or for each step, but yeah, yesterday I discussed this with Michael and he told me that it needs to be done for each step, so it has to be inside the apply approval step. So that would be the first step. So I'm not sure if we're going to do it like this, but when I initialize this and I create the approval request,
yeah,
I have both the approval step and the first approval step and the approval request. So I'm passing by both of them. So yeah, you can just grab this. Also grab the approval step, check these fields, the targets action, the team, the user field, and just update the approval request. So you should have all of the parameters from.
That's awesome.
From here.
So the way for me to debug this part as well, because we don't have the button yet, I can only test that when I'm actually applying the first when applying the approval template or whatever we call it.
Indeed. When you submit the PCP, because for now this is
so when you what the PCP when
you submit, when you sign off the PCP.
Yes, yeah.
Because for now, that's what I'm currently testing. I'm testing my code activity. Let's see. So this is the action for the routing rule for the internal approval of the PCP. So here I'm calling my code activity, and then just doing the same as before. So each time you sign off the PCP, it's going to, of course, if it's not already approved and it's not active, it's going to try to execute this and continue with the logic. So this approval trigger framework, this is the one that I did that is going to call your method. So to test that, but this is not yet tested, so I'm not sure if it will work, but my goal is to make it work today. But you can use this then to test that.
Super. Okay, let me just get everything up and running, write some code, and then by that time maybe I'll be able to do my first test, or maybe tomorrow morning. By the time I get the environment up and running, write some code.
Indeed.
Go through it again, I'll be there. Okay, it's not that much actually, but okay.
No. So the steps are basically those. The assignment, the creation of the current approval step detail, applying the conditions, and this is the creation of the approval step detail, and this one is set the current step on the approval request.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, very good.
And then on the next task, that's when we have to create the buttons, and then we need to test this again.
Yeah, through the buttons.
But I think that's for the other task.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Gonzalo.
So try it out and let me know if something is not clear.
Will do. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.